Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Which one of us is the gentleman?
Artsy Omni.
Oh.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think it works for all of us. Hello.
What's up? How's everybody?
Good morning.
I guess. Oh, it's on a Sunday too.
Yeah, because I couldn't do I could have done yesterday, but actually no, I couldn't have. So never mind. It would have been had to be from like a iPhone in a car. So
Yeah.
it probably would have not have been optimal in the slightest. So we're doing it. We're doing it today. Just this once. Maybe another time, but for now, it's don't worry about it.
What are we doing? I just kind of jumped on voice chat. There's something we're doing?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
We're doing Good Morning Source Gaming.
We're doing Good Morning Source Gaming, you Gumby.
If I knew we were doing Good Morning Source Gaming, I would have shown up 10 minutes late eating breakfast. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
So, introduce yourselves, you rapscallions. Starting with Push Dustin.
I'm Push Dustin. I'm the founder of Source Gaming, and it's like midnight here because of daylight savings time.
Badass. I'm Colin. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. I've been busy.
Welcome back, Colin.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Go on, Phantom.
Oh. Bazzy can go first.
Oh my god.
You've already like introduced yourself.
Nah, you didn't introduce yourself.
Hello there. I am Spazzy here. That's what the folks tell me. Sometimes I'm on the show, and you are Phantom. I'm going to introduce you.
You're gonna expose him?
Yeah.
Expose me, gamer.
This is Phantom.
Rise up.
He plays 2 games and watches 1 TV show. He does those 3 things.
What one TV show do I watch? I would like to know.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't even watch that anymore. Gosh. I wish.
I guess I'm last. I'm RT Omni. I am the creator of Smashified and skeptic of all.
Oh,
Skeptic of what?
Skeptic of what?
Oh, did I cut out? I said
Yeah.
skeptic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm cursed. I'm cursed. Apparently, I'm not allowed to say the word leaks anymore.
We got dunked
Oh,
on
there
a
you go.
second time.
it's the ninjas.
Yeah.
Oh, we sent out the
gosh.
same tweet twice.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
oh, sorry. I was on it. I was trying to.
Don't worry, I got it. We good.
Okay.
Everything is okay. Also, what the hell? Our smashed... Oh, no. Someone needs to go into our Twitter settings and our YouTube live announcements and make sure that they actually work. Can we please do that?
Nah. Come
One
on.
of these
Yeah.
days. One of
I
these
have no
days, Alice.
idea.
Pow. Right in the YouTube settings.
Is this still sending out the freaking relax tweet?
No, it's not. It's
Okay, thank God.
It's sent out. Check out our Smash Direct
Oh my God.
Live
memes.
react.
Yeah.
Why does that keep happening?
Listen, if people are tuning in for Relax, he's totally here. He's just on mute. Don't worry, guys.
What a great start.
I hate
It's
that
just like everything's coming together. We gotta wipe off the cobwebs. We gotta limber up, do some Pilates.
thing.
What a week. At least,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty good week
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. It wasn't a good week for anyone who believed the Grinch leak. That's
Yeah.
Or yeah,
It wasn't
or any
A good
other.
link for people who didn't eat.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good week for people that made bets about box theory months ago.
Listen. I think I spent all of my lunch period on Thursday. Just like I typed box theory into Twitter. And I was just scrolling for like days old tweets of people being like, "Man, box theory is confirmed dead," and I'll just reply with like, "This tweet didn't age well."
I literally,
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love on it. I mean, college.
I literally have just like so many screenshots from like game facts and different discords and stuff of people saying stuff, and then I'm just sitting. I'm not going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
But I got them, and I'm looking at them like, yeah. I know
All
who you
those
are.
people who are acting like jackasses to the Game Explain guys, like, "You know it's real. You're getting paid by Nintendo," and it's just
I
like,
wish I was getting paid.
it's like, damn, looks like you were a dumbass the whole time. I don't know what to tell you.
People are weird, especially with fandoms. It's like, have you ever seen the vitriol from people when when like any like critics or companies just give like a good review to a Marvel movie, they're like, "You're shills. You're paid by Marvel." I'm like, it's not how it works, man.
Yeah.
DC Gang made this post.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Artsy, you got a lot of hate because you came out against the leak a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always feel like I'm trying to say both sides are possible.
You never came out against the leak. You said, "Here's evidence that proves that it may not be real."
Exactly.
There's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so one time in a live stream, I said, "Well, somebody asked me what percentage do you think it's fake?" And I was like, "Oh, great! I had to give a percentage. I don't know, 70-30." But I was like, obviously, I was hesitant to give a percentage because percentages are worthless, you know. So,
Yeah.
but
Why didn't you just say
you gotta be careful.
0%? Because I'm skeptical.
I should have just said 50, because then I would have been like.
Oh
completely
no,
middle, but-
from doing rate that character, I'll tell you, if you put 50% on anything, people will call you a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Well, and
I'm
then,
like-
people called me a flip flopper too, because initially I was like, I think this might be real, and then when the background comparison.
Before I get any,
okay, I think it might be fake.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be like real gloatful today. So, because I'm still listen. The direct was very cathartic because not only did I watch a bunch of angry 12-year-olds get absolutely like decimated and blown the fuck out, but the second the Smash Direct finished, I literally took like 2 steps in front of me and I was in fucking Disney World. So like it was a really good day.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, like I personally, for me with the with the leak, I really didn't care one way or another, like if it was real or not. I actually had planned. I was in Universal the day before the direct, and I was in Seuss Land, and I was gonna fist bump the guy in the Grinch costume they had. Yeah, they have a little Dr. Seuss based.
Oh, I thought that was a country or something. Whoops.
Oh my god. He thought it was a country.
I like Switzerland. I've heard of Switzerland. What's Switzerland?
Oh my god. But no, I was gonna do a little video where I gave the Grinch a fist bump and I said thanks for leaking the Smash roster. But I think it was even better to just like for it to not for it to be real.
I think that that was a very Grinch thing to do, like to get everybody's Smash hopes up by fabricating a fake leak, just to ruin everyone's Christmas. I think that's like what the Grinch is about.
In like who did this, but I don't think they will ever like reveal themselves because
Didn't somebody allegedly come out about it, but
Yeah, Chris.
on like 4chan anonymously, but there's no way to prove that it was them, right?
Oh really?
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen this.
It's gonna be incredibly hard to prove who did it because the guy who made the thread on 4chan was like, hey, my friend in what was it, in this Discord, and supposedly Mario the plumber was also in that Discord. I heard like as we got closer to the direct, that came out of nowhere. But they were like, hey, he was in a Discord. Here's a gift or whatever. And when I was doing research for that Grinch leak video I never made, there was a poster on Smashboards. His name was the Bazry64, who was stating that what was it in France or something like that that Snapchat is really popular. So some of his friends actually saw the story, and that the story was 100% real, but they didn't say whether the leak itself was real. They just saw that, hey, this story was real. This is a real thing that happened. So whether the Eric Brightcard name is actually real or whether it was a different poster, and then
Well, I mean, the name was real. That was a legit person. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, the name was
him.
real. But the thing was that a lot of people were stating that it's kind of weird how he didn't make sure to block out his entire name because that part of it was people still found out anyways. So it's kind of I don't know.
I think the person just had like a really good idea for like a leak, and I don't think their art skills were that particularly good. Like if you look, I had some of my graphic friends look at the image and they said that the proportions of like Isaac didn't make sense.
Are you sure? Could you even see the proportions?
Yeah.
Here's the deal, and I think we should move away from, as Colin puts it, gloating on this, because I feel like it's not a good look for anybody.
No, but it's like badass because we reported on like Box Theory, and everyone's like, Source Gaming is a bunch of dingle dicks. But then like, oh look, turns out the box of the game was
the memory of the internet is very short, Colin. And
Good.
the more that you the more that you do this, the more it seems like this. Maybe it's just me. It seems that you're making fun of people who could potentially be your listeners and fans.
Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just something there. I don't feel like it's a good look.
But let's do it in a reasonable way, not gloating, but let's do it like this. It didn't make some people who believed in the.
I mean, like, I understand why people believed it though. Yeah. Like, there seems to be like a story coming out, and like, I could see some people reasonably believe in it. Like,
here's the best way to do it. All right, if you believed the Grinch leak, good for you. Whatever, you got duped. If you believed the Grinch leak and you were telling people who work for websites that they're like dumb shill assholes because they didn't believe it, LOL, get fucked. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Welcome.
I have nothing against anybody who believed the Grinch. Like, I have things against people who believe the Grinch people and
we're like so vitriolic about it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Like, you
I
guys,
mean, this is what I was saying. Like, before the direct even aired, I was like, no matter who's right, don't be an ass.
Yeah.
Like, because that kind of toxic behavior shouldn't be continuing. Like, I don't think it was right for people to send death threats or to harass people at work.
It's fucking dumb. Like, it's a fucking video game. It's a video game. It
is not a video game.
Don't get little. Don't listen. If you're gonna get like super ass pained because a leak for a little fun brawler tournament game may or may not be real, fucking go play Mario Party instead. Like, leave the Smash community alone.
No, I'm not gonna play Mario Party because Mario Party doesn't have the decency to have a playable Piranha Plant. In fact, I don't think a Piranha Plant has been playable in any Mario spin-off. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, Mario Party is about as balanced as Smash.
Super Sluggers.
Super Sluggers. Okay, thank you.
Double Dash.
Okay, listen. Instead, what we really need to do, I think, is use this and other fake leaks to kind of reinforce the lessons that Smash fans and really any speculative video game fandom, so mostly fighting games, because I feel like it's all about rosters with those. The kind of the traps that we keep falling into over and over and over again. Another one is how people approach blog theory, and I think at the end of the day, blog theory is going to be useful because those guys gathered so much information, which people can look over, and it's very cool. There's a lot of work that went into it. But when it came out, I said it's basically like patterns that everyone says, hey, everyone looks too deep into patterns. I'm like, that's something that we do every time. We try to figure out these patterns without knowing an end game, without knowing how, in this instance, when the characters would last be revealed, how the blog would actually pan out. But it's not, it goes beyond blog. People look for patterns. And when it comes to the Grinch leak, once again, it came to the point where it was a blurry photo. At the end of the day, guys, it was a blurry photo.
Yeah.
And there was, I guess, quote unquote reasons why it was blurry. They're like, it was Snapchat. I'm like, yeah, but that's super convenient because you can't disprove something that is that blurry. And I remember saying this. I'm like, listen, and they're like, you guys can't disprove it. I'm all like, I think the burden of proof is on the leak.
Yeah.
Not on being able to disprove it. The burden of proof is like, oh, why couldn't this be done? Because at the end of the day, I remember thinking, if somebody has access to a print shop, that's really all you need to do this leak. Like, it's not crazy difficult because once you have access to that, you can do everything else and take pictures. And they all of them use AutoCAD. All of them use the same printing equipment. There might actually be a print shop that is printing Grinch shit out, and that's why the Grinch is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, people were like, oh, go ahead. Keep finish.
Yeah. And so it's a lesson of the burden of proof not being on those trying to disprove it, but those trying to prove it. Why is it real? Well, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can see how it can be fake. And it's also on how I feel the problem with fake leaks, because fake leaks set up certain levels of expectation. And if this, I think there's problems with how characters are revealed and marketed in this anyways, but if people weren't so dead set on like 7 characters, they probably wouldn't have been completely like ruined by the reveal of 3 characters instead.
See, that's the thing, and this is what I was talking to my friend Kalo about, and it's also something that I've mentioned in previous streams before. The only reason why people believed Blog Theory or the Grinch leak was not because there was like substantial evidence behind it. It's just that people wanted like 6 more characters announced for Smash. That at the very base of all of these, that's exactly why. It's just that people wanted more than just the reality of there only being like 2 more announced for Smash. Even though Sakurai straight up said, don't expect a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. If you
and also that they'd be slowing down. Like, he very specifically said we've been doing a lot at the beginning and it's going to be slowing down from here. So to go back to like the same rate that it was at the start wouldn't make any completely. He'd have been a liar at that point.
Imagine them announcing 5 characters in one direct. Like like what?
They would overshadow each other.
Especially and without a new. I mean, I think if the Grinch leak included Incineroar, it might have actually been more believable.
No.
No, it's too many characters. That was the thing. It's not even about.
But no, like it was also weird that they didn't include a new Pokemon character in the Grinch leak, which is also another kind of dead giveaway.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if they had replaced, I don't know, the Chorus Kids with Incineroar, it might have been a little bit more
exactly.
believable. If I'll say this, if there were only 5 characters, and one of them was Incineroar, I would have been more apt to believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, have you seen Gabe and Watch's new forward air where he drops a bomb?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So
He
cool.
drops a bomb. Like he literally just drops a bomb down very slowly.
Seacrum in the chat has said also Vergamon is more credible than ever.
Who?
No,
For Gaben.
Vergaben.
Oh.
Is that how?
Yeah.
How it is?
That's
how
actually
pronounced?
I've
how you
heard like
pronounce it.
7 different pronunciations of his name at this
Yeah.
point.
Where'd you been?
It's German.
Okay.
Oh.
I asked Nerbion how to pronounce it.
But no, he didn't say Piranha Plant. He's still going with the whole square rep and Minecraft Steve. And it's
He hasn't even said Minecraft Steve.
yeah,
That's
he's
the
a Minecraft rep.
Like a lot of people like attribute things to Vergaben that he didn't actually say. It's just that he like has these like people that he supports, and those people
Right,
are
which
saying
is-
some stuff.
which is why we're going to introduce our newest segment starting on Monday. Vergaben didn't say. It's going to be really popular, I think.
What
He's
if
only
he
gone as
was
far as
the?
Say
Oh
that,
man,
he's only gone as far as to say that it's some kind of Minecraft representation, right?
Yes, he's Vergaben has only said that there's some kind of Minecraft representation in Smash. He doesn't know if it's a stage, if it's an assist trophy, or me costume. He doesn't know.
A spirit.
Could be a spirit.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's this newest one, which is by this guy named Hitagi, I think is his name. Yeah, he says that there's a Grand Blue character in Smash as DLC, and that's just something I can't believe at all.
Yeah.
Wait, repeat that, please.
There's a Grand Blue character in Smash. That's what this guy named Hitagi, I think it's Hitagi. He's saying that.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like, I just don't see that as a Sakurai pick at all.
I really wish Shadow was playable instead of him being assist trophy again. What took them so long to reveal him? Probably to smash your expectations.
Well, I think like they just couldn't anticipate how people would react, and they probably didn't realize that Shadow would just get so much support during this period.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, they probably didn't think that people wanted him that much.
yeah, like of course people want him, and of course he was requested and stuff like that. We're not saying that. We're just saying that they couldn't probably have anticipated all the variables.
Also,
Like people. people seeing the echoes and seeing like, oh yeah, we need Shadow in now.
I really don't see why Shadow would be a Sonic echo, even though Shadow isn't really like Sonic in the kids. As for as many Sonic games I've played, I don't think I've seen him use a spin dash.
Have you played Sonic Adventure 2, where he debuted?
I played the demo. I don't like. I played the demo and then I played halfway through because I was gonna review it, and I was like, wow, I really don't like this game.
Well, I mean, Shadow basically was Sonic in that game. He had the same.
But I'm at the point of like we're splitting off from that like Shadow the Hedgehog. Like there's like a big difference between what Sonic does and what Shadow does, which is why he kind of is like his like kind of like his own character. Why he has like I guess more lore to him more than just being like a clone like how Metal Sonic is. Which is why like Shadow uses guns even though he doesn't do that anymore. He has used guns. He mostly focuses on attacks with chaos control, chaos spear. He like I always saw him as different from Sonic, and I always saw Metal Sonic as more sense of a clone, because his intention is to be Sonic and be better than Sonic. Shadow is just naturally better than Sonic because he's cool. He's the coolest.
Yeah,
he's badass.
I'm the coolest. But in regards.
But oh man, watching Shadow's assist trophy, and then right after Isaac, it was
that was painful.
I was like, I can feel the salt emanating from the Twitter app. Like,
yeah, I mean, like again, like I think like they include Isaac because they're like, oh yeah, people miss that assist trophy and stuff like that. Maybe they just didn't have enough resources to.
There are people, I've seen this float around on Twitter a couple times, and this is like, there are people who genuinely actually think that Isaac was a lock for the roster, but because of the earthquake that delayed the direct, they replaced him with Isabelle.
No,
and
that's
that is
not
the
true.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
That means that they would need to develop a new character in like a month.
Yeah.
Or a week.
Well,
actually,
no. I think they just meant reveal order, and that was. I mean, that's still ridiculous. They're not gonna, they're not gonna completely rechange their reveal order just because of that earthquake. They held the direct off for a week because they had that other game. What was that game about natural disasters? That was probably the reason.
Day of Disaster. Oh, you're talking about the actual game in the direct.
In the direct, yeah.
I think it was City Skyline.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Oh god, that ugly looking game.
That or Diablo. Oh.
What other game was there?
Oh man, are we gonna talk about how Blizzard is really confused on why people are upset about?
No, I want to talk about the leak a bit more before that.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Some stuff today.
Like we don't get it.
So what was it? I'm pretty sure I said this like on the last Source Gaming stream, the last Good Morning Source Gaming stream I was on, but like for some people's like in regards to the leak, it's like. Well, actually, no. First off, some people who were watching the direct, I was watching reactions like, "Oh, that Ken looks very similar to the one that was in the banner." Okay,
no.
you can't even see him barely. Yeah. And second, he's not even in the same spot. He's like the Ken that was in the leak is in the middle of the banner, kind of.
People just saw like a blurry ass Ken doing a Shoryuken and said, "Oh, look, it's him doing his signature move. It's clearly the same render, even if it." Isn't slightly
right, and most of his art, he's portrayed with that signature pose where the fire on a Shoryuken or whatever. It's like that's natural, but that like you can even in the leak you can barely see the fire because you can barely see anything. And in regards to other leaks, like what was the other leaks? It's like you can't expect like I saw this video where it was like there are people who think that Nintendo did the direct wrong or whatever. It's like, and Shofu pointed out greatly when I was watching the Japan time. It was like you can't expect Nintendo to be at fault for what you guys expected, even though they did show off Shadow and Isaac like last in terms of assist trophies. You can't blame Nintendo or Sakurai for the fact of you got your expectations up higher than that overshadowed everything else, or like what made sense in a way.
Yeah,
and also,
I know.
Go ahead.
A lot of people in the chat are saying like they really dropped the ball with the reveal order, and from a marketing perspective, I understand why they went in this order, because all the characters that they announced before September they've been able to use them for marketing purposes. Like they're on all the boxes, they're on all the cards and everything like that. Those are the characters that people, the consumers, are going to see when they go to the store. And Canon and Incineroar, they're Street Fighter, Pokemon, obviously big franchises, but you know, they kind of make sense as a last reveal as well because they appeal to a casual audience, and so they kind of get the word out at the proper time for them.
Also, as I've mentioned before, you're already sold on Smash. They don't need to do or say any. They could have not had a direct, and we all would have bought it still. Yeah. I don't think there was anything mentioned in the final direct that actually like sold us more on the game than we already were.
Oh, story mode. No, 100%. 100% that sold other people.
Story sold me a lot. I was going to buy it anyways, but that story mode really makes me want to play
it. Well, that's what I'm saying. You were already going to buy it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We are Smash fans. This is a funny thing. And I know this is all anecdotal, but I've had several people kind of return the same sentiment to me. All of like my casual like friends, like casual like Smash friends, like they or my real friends that are casually into Smash. Let me put it that way. Yeah. They don't follow it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what a Grinch or a box is.
They don't know what a box is.
Yeah, they're very dumb people.
Digital only forever.
Yeah, exactly. They were all super hyped by this direct. The only people that were actually pissed are the hardcore Smash fans, and 80% of them are going to buy it anyways, no matter what they put in it. Yeah. You know, and for the 20 that get really pissed because Isaac isn't in, number one, again, if you guys actually bought Isaac's last game, this wouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, but I'm putting the... and so many Isaac fans haven't bought Dark Dawn because I asked them, they're all like, "Oh well, because you know it was already 3DS was already on this set." I'm like, "No bullshit, dude. If you really cared about this character in this franchise, that you would have voted with your dollar, and it wouldn't have sold less than the first Xenoblade, and Isaac might have been in the last game. So sorry."
Yeah. Well, Omni, what do you think
overall about the
overall about the direct?
I was pretty pleased. I tend to keep my expectations pretty tempered, so it essentially just met my expectations. Like I wasn't expecting there to be 7 reveals for sure. I didn't have my expectations colored by the Grinch leak, and I definitely feel like they made it a bit more difficult for Nintendo to actually meet expectations because I think a lot of people, as you were saying, you know, definitely had their expectations a lot higher. Piranha Plant definitely threw me for a loop. I was completely surprised by that, and I didn't think I could be surprised because we'd seen so many different surprises at this point that I was like, what can he do to actually surprise us if something like Cloud has already been done, like something that people thought were impossible. And I guess to go from the other side of impossibility, something that people wouldn't think deserved it by any stretch because they're like not iconic enough. So yeah, I thought it was a fun direct. I'm definitely looking forward to the story mode for sure. I wasn't expecting there to be any kind of real adventure mode. A lot of people really wanted something like Subspace Emissary, and I was never a huge fan of Subspace Emissary, at least from a story standpoint. I always thought it was a little bit convoluted. So I'm glad that they're going with something a little bit more fun and based in like the worlds in the franchise.
I'm really glad that the Spirits mode is actually based around like Smash mechanics because the platform in Subspace Emissary was not very good.
Yeah,
it was the world's worst Kirby game. That's what Subspace was. Like, it was just not very good.
It was Star Allies?
Wow. Star Allies is a delightful experience. It doesn't add much to the overall,
has great music.
To the overall Kirby experience. But it is nice classic Kirby, and you get to play as lots of characters. It's fun. Not everything has to be groundbreaking, Colin.
Another question I had to George. I heard a lot of people was like that it felt padded out. What did you guys think about it? Because when I think about like, I get that some people don't like let's say if like everything was kept intact, it's like you didn't remove anything. Like when Sakurai's talking about the silencer stuff, where would you have really placed the final 2 fighters being announced? Like I don't think it would be. I wouldn't be comfortable with the fact that they would announce Kennen and Senor and then moved on straight into DLC and then showed off Piranha Plant. I would feel very uncomfortable about that for some reason. So what do you guys think about it?
I think that the way to do it would have been but the thing is, the only character that I think would have made sense, because you couldn't move the Belmonts, and because the Belmonts were like a focus of the last direct, because it was Dracula's castle and the stages and everything. Like, that was a perfect place for them. The only character that would be hype for people, actually, you know what? I would have done K. Rool instead of Ridley as the initial reveal, because that's just for stupid fans like of Smash and Nintendo. Like, that's a good E3 style reveal. I feel like Ridley, if we didn't know Ridley was in, it would have been more arguing of Ridley's too big and this or that. And then if you had Ridley in the last direct, it'd been like, oh my god, they actually did Ridley, because we would have had like months of people arguing about it.
That's true.
So I think, yeah, if you led with K. Rool, only had the Belmonts and the 2 Echoes in the last direct. In this direct, opened it still with Ken and Incineroar, had him talk and show their moves, and after he showed their moves and everything, he says, and then we have one final character for you, then done the Ridley trailer, and then talked about Ridley. I think that would have been a good way to show it off. But I mean, whatever, that's just me trying to... Ridley is in the K. Rool trailer, that is true. Because it's the rival.
Obviously it would be edited in this.
Yeah, it could have been Dark Samus.
Yeah.
I think
would it have been Dark Samus even, because they hadn't shown Dark Samus. So if they showed Dark Samus and not Daisy, then they could have had Dark Samus as the rival in that trailer. See, I got this, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think if you take the same exact content that we had, not like move things from other directs into this one and vice versa, if you were to just take the content that we had in this direct, I don't know how else you would have done it, because you had to end with some sort of like high note, and I feel like the story mode ended off on a really good note, and I think you did have to open with a character reveal. I feel like you want to put the boring stuff somewhere in the middle, right? People are going to remember the start, they're going to remember the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of just have to put some of the nitty-gritty details in the middle. And I know like settings and whatnot isn't exciting to most people, but I appreciate the fact that they went into detail about a lot of particular settings, because options are very important. Yeah.
Do you think they really needed to go into brightness, or that they just needed to...
Probably not, no.
It was such a Sakurai direct, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is like things that Sakurai really cares about.
Yeah, I just want to say that we had, if you include Echoes, 12 newcomers and 7 veterans. So we got an increase of 19 characters over Smash, Wii U, and 3DS. Mm-hmm. That's not bad, guys. I don't understand. People are acting like there was like not a lot of content added to this game, but I mean, clearly there was.
A lot of the content is just content we've seen before.
Right, but that's not my fault that you guys are still playing Brawl. I haven't played Brawl since in 6 years, so these characters are basically new to me.
Do you think the category of Echoes existing is sort of making people not count them as new characters?
Of course.
And that's kind of coloring their
Echoes are weird because Ken is like somewhere between a melee clone and a semi-clone. Like he's pretty different. And then like Richter and Daisy are just costumes, and Dark Samus too, really, right?
Mm.
Yeah. The way that I see it is that a newcomer is an entirely new fighter. An Echo, even though it's based off a different fighter, to me is still a newcomer, because that character has never been in Smash. That character themselves have never been in Smash. So I always value the aspect of the character more, who the character is, more than I value the how they actually fight. And then when I'm actually playing,
so you're more of a characters or functions kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm not playing Smash because I want to be the best. I play Smash because I like playing with Pac-Man, even though he is, or Me Gunner, even though they're low tier. I don't care about how good they are.
Right. At the end of the day, what is an Echo? Because Dr. Mario is not an Echo, but Ken has different stats than Ryu. He's faster than Ryu. He has different normal attacks than Ryu. His Shoryuken and Tatsuma
Shaku, I believe.
Yeah.
Work completely differently than Ryu's. Like, at what point does he stop being an Echo? And if you're saying it's just because characters that are not new characters aren't classified as echoes. Well, I mean, Dark Pit and Lucina are still echoes, and they're not from this game. They're from the last game. Like, echoes are just whatever Sakurai says is an echo. I think it was... I mean, some of them are clear. Like I said, some of them are basically just costumes. Crom is a little bit different. He functions differently.
He's like mix of two characters.
But then...
different echoes.
But Ken's like, super different.
And I think it's like because of what Sakurai said. It's like that as the years have gone on, Ken has been more than just a palette swap. He has been his own fighter as the games constantly go on, and that's why I think that.
But you could argue the same for Daisy.
Well, how can you argue the same for Daisy?
I mean, like, Daisy is unique from Peach.
Yeah, but in terms of what? In terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to say because she's only ever in the spin-offs, right? I mean, she's only been in the one main game, so we don't really know what she would be like. Oh, well, I guess she's been in Super Mario Run, but yeah, there's not a lot to go by as far as like mainline games for you to differentiate Daisy.
Right. And that's why for some characters like with Crom and Roy, right? Yeah, with Crom and Roy, he's not that different, but he's a little bit different. And I think the whole point of Echoes is that they're based off another fighter. I think that's really it.
Isabel's based off Villager.
I get that, but they're still mostly different. But the thing is that with Ken, he's still mostly different from Ryu. So why is he an Echo?
Yeah, I think Dr. Mario is the trickiest one for me because he's pretty different as far as like a lot of his moves function completely differently from like how you would play Mario. Yes, but he's still very obviously based on Mario. I think the biggest difference is that he never got Flood, obviously, but I feel like that's not a large enough difference because it seems like one special being different from the base character isn't enough to decategorize them from Echo.
So then, do you think maybe for like, I was thinking about this a bit. Do you think that, considering that Ken has multiple hits on his Tatsumaki, but Ryu just has one hit, do you think that the fact that it hits you with Ken's, it hits you multiple times, does that damage output actually equal the one hit that Ryu would have? Or for some instances, like the damage output that they do is the same, but certain aspects of them are still different.
Even if the damage output is the same, the functionality of the move is completely different once they do that. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Can I talk about?
It's just whatever Sakurai says. That's what an Echo is.
Yeah.
Can we all give our opinions on Piranha Plant real quick?
I like it.
I like it too. Here's the thing. I feel like Piranha Plant is the character that would have been that they just didn't have time to complete, so they're just throwing it in as DLC for free. But he, in a normal Smash game, would have been the last character that you unlock, and you're like, what the hell? Yeah. Mr. Game & Watch? Rob? Piranha Plant?
Yeah.
Like,
Duck
that's
Hunt
definitely...
Dog?
Yeah. He's definitely that character. And I think he was definitely put in so Sakurai could say, listen, you can't predict anything. I can make moveset out of anything. I can add whatever I want. I think it's literally just Sakurai flexing and being all like, what? Piranha Plant.
Yeah.
You didn't see that one coming.
I'm really happy that Piranha Plant is in because I never expected it. I was like, okay, well, when I first saw it, I was like, what? And I thought it was an item or an assist trophy. Yeah, like, Piranha Plant assist trophy. I was like, and then he moved. I was like, what? So I'm like, wait, he looks.
I thought he was part of PD Piranha because it was just the Piranha. I thought it was like a side special at first.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he has a spike.
I think that I don't know, man. I like Piranha Plant. I'll let you guys talk about it first.
I like Piranha Plant.
I like Piranha Plant. I feel bad for the Geno fans that I saw a lot of reactions where everyone's like, "Oh my God, Geno's gonna come save everybody," and I'm like, "Geno's not gonna come, guys."
Yeah, there's stars around everybody's head. What's that all about?
Yeah, I'm knocked out.
Yeah, I like Piranha Plant. I think it was shocking, yes, but after it settles in a little bit, it's definitely a fun character. It's a lot of clever ideas. It really does pull from, like, people say that maybe the character didn't have moveset potential or whatever, but if you think about it, there's a lot of different varieties of Piranha Plants that are all being represented in this one moveset, and I think that's actually...
I think it's kind of weird that he doesn't have fireballs. I mean, I get it because there's so many characters that have fire attacks. It's not that unique. But that's when I think of the first Super Mario Brothers, that's one of the two things they did.
Yeah.
I also really like your tweet on it. I think it was saying like you shouldn't deny, or it was something like, you can't really say that any character doesn't have a moveset potential or something like that.
I mean, we've been saying that for years because it really isn't an argument. Like anything could have a moveset, and then like on the same vein, like Sakura could be like, this character, their moveset would be too boring, and it's too.
Wait, did Piranha Plant not shoot fireballs till Super Mario Brothers 3? Now I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Part 1 they just came up. Okay, so I just don't want people yelling at me in the comments.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I think Piranha Plant is the exact embodiment of that entire idea that that Sakura can make a moveset out of anything.
Yeah,
it's just so crazy to me. And that amiibo, God, the amiibo looks so good.
It's got a lot of curves.
Yeah, it got a lot of curves.
What I think is most important, though, like when you're thinking about possibly implementing a character, is you want to think about. I mean, Sakurai said this, even if he can come up with a moveset for any number of characters, what's important is that the character or the moveset he comes up with offers something new. Like maybe
exactly.
Waluigi would have a moveset, like he could come up with one, but maybe it would be unique enough to him, because if you make it a Mario Sports or Mario spin-off based moveset, like any number of characters have a moveset based on the spin-offs. It's not something that only Waluigi. So if it's not something that only he could do, is it worth making a moveset out of it? Because I think one of the things he's said in the past, like only this character, like I want this character to do something that only that character can do.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's the thing about Toad.
Not unique in that way.
I feel like Toad is like the next obvious like kind of Mario all-star character. And I mean, no disrespect to like Waluigi fans, no disrespect to Geno fans. The thing is, Geno's not really a Mario character or a third-party character. He exists like in this weird limbo. But I think like Toad's the most obvious one, and you could definitely make a great moveset out of stuff that Toad has done. But like the Piranha Plant was definitely, I feel like, more of an example of trying to create something with cool functionality. I mean, it looks like he has a damage over time poison, which I think he'd be the first character to do that, which is something that I know people have talked about with potential characters for a while. The Spike Ball looks interesting. I'm assuming it's his down special. Yeah, I think it's the down special where he hides in the pot. It's very, very interesting functionality wise too, because it looks like that either mitigates or reduces damage that you take, and then you can kind of launch it.
Aim it too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's from a functional standpoint, it is a really interesting and unique character, and it's something that you couldn't have done with like a Toad or even with like a Bandana Waddle Dee, which would have more kind of standard movesets, which is fine. Like I feel, for instance, Greninja in Smash 4 didn't really add anything super unique. It's just like, hey, that's a Smash character with a Smash character style moveset, and that's fine. But it's also cool to use a character that just does kind of weird and different things, and I think Piranha Plant's kind of a perfect example of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess, do you guys want to talk about the stuff that we saw from the event? Now that all characters are playable for people at events, like how even though Robin still has his same Final Smash from Smash 4, even though Chrome's his own fighter now.
Yeah, but it's almost like they didn't show us that so that we would all speculate Chrome was in. It's weird because there's no reason for them not to have shown it until right now.
Yeah,
was it? Was like good footage of that ever like found? Because like I saw this really like terrible image, but I couldn't actually see it that well.
All I saw was that one image that's been posted on the Smash Brothers.
So when Robin does the final Smash, it's not Alfonso that comes in and helps.
Oh my God! No.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of good stuff out of that.
I thought it was like it's really weird because I've always been I've always liked whenever Nintendo acknowledges the fact that they have a lot of like weird niche games under their wing, and I saw Tsubasa from Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Spirits.
Yeah.
And there's a Fatal Frame assist, and I was like,
Antarctica Academy.
What does this mean?
You know what I didn't see was any spirit content from Final Fantasy or any other Square Enix franchise.
Cloud
Which
wasn't
is-
in the.
He wasn't in that cutscene.
Yeah.
Like Square Enix are awful, and it's. And, for all the shit that people were giving Konami, and I remember telling people this, like when they did the Everybody's Here, and they're all like, "Oh, when Sakurai must be talking about Snake when he says he had to twist some arms." I'm like, "Nah, it's probably Square Enix. Square Enix is awful." And like Konami came to play, man. Like they dumped everything in. So did Capcom. Like out of all, like when it comes to third parties looking at it, for all the spirit content, there was so much. There was like Juiced Belmont. Who cares about Juiced Belmont? Nobody. Ooh. Exactly. And like the spirits were like I don't know. And they actually had when they showed spirit events, they showed the Metal Gear Hal Emmerich with Dr. Mario as Hal Emmerich and Rob as Metal Gear. Yeah. Like, but they didn't show anything for Square Enix, and they still have like Capcom has like the Guile assist, the Zero assist, the Wily assist, and that Street Fighter has more songs than Castlevania.
Does it?
It has 36 songs on that stage now.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
Final Fantasy 2, still 2. Like I'm really afraid that all we're gonna get is like the Chocobo costume from last, like just basically what we had before. Like that's it. And the Mii costume, yeah.
But didn't Bandai Namco also not like show a lot of stuff? Like I don't think was Pac-Man in the cutscene at all. I don't think so.
No, Pac-Man was not in that cutscene.
Yeah, there were a number of characters missing, right?
Yeah, because like Ryu and Ken isn't in that cutscene, but you can clearly see Simon Belmont is on the cliff, but he doesn't. They don't show him dying. So I think a lot of characters that weren't shown.
Mega Man was there too.
Yeah, but he didn't.
But Mega Man's sort of like and Bayonetta and Sonic, both of the Sega reps.
To be fair, if they had all like 74 characters like standing on screen at once, it would be such a visually messy shot.
Yeah. Where did Fox go?
I think Fox was the Fox as the Captain America of the group was the first one to dive in and die.
Yeah, basically.
I
right in the line of fire.
Wait, no. But they showed Fox pointing the gun at what's his name? Gamel now or Galeem? I think his name is
Galeem.
Galeem.
Like gleam, like it's gleaming because it's light.
So they show Fox pointing the gun at Gleam, but then in the next cutscene they show Shulk at the top at the tip of the cliff. So it was like, where did Fox go before the guy even they all died?
The only thing I wish had happened in that cutscene is when Shulk had the vision and turned around. I wanted to see Kirby recognize that and run away. That would have made it better.
Oh, she said something.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Adam Howden in to go or something.
I still love the detail that Sonic was just trying to save Pikachu, and that's why he wasn't the fastest thing in the entire cutscene.
Oh, and 1,000 fan art chips lodged that day.
I know it's I know it's probably been done and said to death, but I think it's adorable that Kirby is sort of the prophecy of Smash. He is the one. And that's, I don't know, there's probably some deep kind of because of course, like, we all know the history between Kirby and Sakurai, but I don't know, anyone else get a little bit of like Iwata feels in that?
I feel that the entire point of Smash Brothers as a series was Sakurai just trying to build up the reputation and the clout to get all of these guest characters and make this huge story mode, just to prove once and for all canonically that his character is the strongest video game character. I think that was the point of Smash, guys.
But yeah, I don't know. It was super cute, though it was weird hearing lyrics to the Smash theme.
Oh yeah,
They
went full Kingdom Hearts on us, guys.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, hey, so in the Japanese direct, or how did they word it? Push for they're not going to. Is there just not going to be any cutscenes at all?
So I'm actually working on a video about that. So
okay, we'll hold off on it.
Hopefully that will. I actually finished the video just before this, but it'll probably be out in like 6 hours or 12 hours. I don't know.
Okay, because the thing is, I'm pretty sure when you see Gallium, the robot dude from Brawl, that with Inkling getting up, that looks like another cutscene.
Yeah.
It is, but that's I think if they're referring to cutscenes, I think they're talking about like not in-game cutscenes. That's what I think. The idea.
Was it in engine, that cutscene, the Gallium one?
It didn't look like an engine to me. Was it?
Well, no, I'm talking about the.
I don't think it was
with the robot.
Yeah.
That looks in game to me, at least.
It looks CGI to me, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. It's the way that Inkling's model looked like. It still looked like the end game one. So it was like, okay, so that's an end game cutscene. That's what I put. Okay, so bosses are gonna have like their own specific cutscene, maybe.
All I really want out of it is, first of all, I love event mode. It's always been like one of my favorite things in Smash, and this just seems like event mode on steroids with an overworld map. So we have the cutscene to start it, obviously, and if we get like a couple little cutscenes in between, not like huge subspace things, but Dracula throwing the glass, stuff like that, like little things like that. Some sort of story being carried on inside through just dialogue. Not even, it doesn't even have to be voiced. Just like, hey, something is happening. We're on just that, and then another cutscene, another large cutscene to finish it when you beat the mode. Yeah. Like that's enough for me. But I hope that we get like at least that. I feel like I'm not asking for a whole lot, but if we just get that, I would be super super down with what that adventure mode is.
Yeah, I sent a picture of that fight with Inkling, and it looks like a engine, not engine, but a cutscene.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Artsy, you can say.
Yeah, I need to look at this larger. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is an engine actually. I think based on the poly count on a lot.
Also, what? So okay, so
in engine or cutscene?
In engine.
Oh, okay.
And I think it is because there's parts on Gallium that are kind of low poly, and I don't imagine that would be in a pre-rendered.
Also, so as I kind of mentioned earlier, I had watched the direct on a cell phone while walking into Disney, so a few things were lost on me. So I might as well ask, what the fuck is the correlation between when Sakurai was like, as we all know, like all the Smash characters are toys, duking it out. And then, like, 5 minutes later, he's like, "Here is the heat death of the universe." Like, what? So what happened there?
As far as I understood, like in this imagination world, there's like this huge giant thing that like traps all the spirits of all the people in it, except for Kirby, and Kirby has to go around and free those spirits. Because their physical form have been lost. Their physical forms have been taken over by these evil spirits.
Well, I get it. There's Heartless. That's cool. But I guess I think what Colin is asking there is, what does that have to do with like people playing with toys?
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Sakurai says like all the point of all the spirits is that they want to return to the real world. And you can only do that by releasing the spirits.
So like at the end of this adventure mode, are they gonna go back to the real world or something? Because I thought
that's what it seems like.
I hope the ending of this game is the opening to Smash 64.
Oh, that'd be
cool. But with like all the
that
characters.
Would be beautiful. And like
that'd be super good.
Modern CG and everything, it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Rabbids come in a washing machine, and then.
So what do you guys think about Rabbids Peach being one of the spirits?
Wait, what?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Rabbids.
Oh, that's fucking cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's neato.
It means Rayman's in the game as DLC,
no, it doesn't.
Right? Clearly, that is the conclusion we were all meant to draw. I think from that.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if there's just going to be other, because Rayman had a trophy previously, if there's going to be any Rayman spirit content.
Yeah, and Nintendo also like published Rayman in Japan. It's like a Shovel Knight situation.
Yeah. Well, I still think Ubisoft is Western company that's most likely to get a rep, just because they've had. And I remember during the Wii U, people would shit on Ubisoft, being like, "Oh my god, this Rayman game's no longer exclusive." Blah blah blah. I'm all like, "Yeah, but you know what? They're still publishing games for the Wii U when no one else does." I felt like they were very unfairly judged by Nintendo fans last gen. Well, it's not even last gen, mid gen. I don't know how you'd say that, but during the Wii U.
As far as DLC goes, there's no possibility of new assist trophies or anything like that, right?
We don't know.
I would say no.
Here's the thing. All we know is the fighter pass. That we know there's going to be 5 characters, 5 stages, and songs. But I don't think there's anything else. But I mean, they could always be like, here's a returning stage. Here's some assist trophies. Here's a bunch of Mii costumes. Here's an Echo. Like, they could do stuff besides that, besides the fighter's pass. We just don't know.
Bring back a Miiverse stage, please.
No.
No.
I'm still kind of bummed that Dixie didn't get in as an Echo.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Like, I was surprised because Diddy Kong lost his tail tax.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, sorry.
Do you think they'll add more spirits? Like in
Yeah.
content updates? All right.
Oh, it's so easy.
well,
it's
yeah.
so easy.
It is
it's just-
easy, but the question is, will they?
I think they. So the way I was thinking about was that if when the new characters come out, they're probably gonna have to add them into the spirits, the adventure mode. So like, okay, well, you might as well throw in some spirits as well, because I don't see how they would take that much time now that you removed trophies.
I feel like that's something they could just even add as like a free content update. Like, we just added like 20 more spirits. Have fun.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically
they
just
made-
like a PNG and some JSON almost.
Yeah.
It's just, that's all they.
Yeah.
It seems weird to me that they wouldn't do at least Mii costumes as. I mean, they could do it as free updates, I guess. But I mean, if you add all the DLC for the last Smash game, it was like $70-something.
I thought it was like over 100 with all the Mii costumes.
Maybe. And this one right now, like the max they're going to push out if people is about $30, $25 if you just get it in the fighter pass, right?
That's pretty much guaranteed why I still don't own all the DLC for Smash 4, because it's too expensive.
But most of it isn't required either, so that's why I'm.
No,
that's why
but I
always
want all my
saw it.
characters and stages, or else I don't have a finished video game.
Well, but I mean, I'm talking about Mii costumes. That's not.
Oh, then
that's not really
I mean,
required.
yeah, but still, even just the characters alone are like a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to also consider the fact that I also own, like the 3DS version, so it's like, if I want the feature complete experience, it's like gotta dollar.
I get that.
I think the Mii costumes are particularly useful in spirits mode. Because they're like, look, you're fighting Lip. It's totally Lip.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you're fighting Lip.
Yeah, actually, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It is weird how they're bringing in Mii costumes based on characters that are in the game.
Yeah.
Either
like,
as assists or just as fighters, like the Splatoon 2 Inklings. Like, now you can have Inklings versus like bootleg Inklings.
But they did that in Smash for Wii U and 3DS as well.
No, I know, but it's still
I think
weird.
it's weird. I think it's weird that Ribbon Girl is the costume and Springman is the assist trophy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess maybe there could be a Springman costume too. Who knows? So when do you guys think DLC plans for DLC were finalized?
Like, what characters are going to be the
No, like
DLC?
it seemed to me that Sakurai apologized for Rex not being in and offered him as a DLC costume because he was just too late to add him in any capacity, which makes me feel like he was too late to add him as DLC as well, which means that even though DLC hasn't been worked on until the game's over, DLC was planned out in advance. So when was DLC decided on?
October 31st, 2018.
At 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Japan time.
I think it's. I'm not completely sure. I think that Rex isn't going to get it at all. So at that point, I think it's like, okay, either they started. I think they started it sometime either right after the Xenoblade 2 came out, or
But
not came out after it was already announced.
Xenoblade 2 was announced and came out like a long time ago though.
Well,
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
Like-
but what was it the planning was in December 2015, right? They're planning for the base game.
Yeah.
And then Xenoblade 2 was announced 2017 because the Nintendo Switch presentation, which means that if he said that in the English, going based off the English direct, that it was announced too late, I think that means that they planned DLC in probably 2017.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, like, there's two sides. Like, you can say like the characters have already been decided, but there's not like hard proof that they have been yet.
It's really odd how he approached the Rex costume, though. You have to admit.
Yeah.
It just. Yeah. There's also a Nia costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know. It just feels like ARMS and Xenoblade 2 came out like kind of at odd times for representation. Although ARMS is like. It's the first installment in a franchise. I can see not adding.
Like Splatoon.
Yeah. But Xenoblade's a little different because it's like having, like a new Pokemon or a new Fire Emblem, not as big, but you know what I mean.
To be fair, I was kind of surprised Springman was even an assist. That mostly helped me. I still wanted him as a fighter, but I'm just happy that he's in.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get like any first party DLC. I don't know. It's we don't really know how this DLC is gonna go. Just it is folly to try to predict it. You could go off some of those leaks, but those leaks I don't trust any. No one's really said anything. I don't know if we're gonna get into any of that today, but yeah.
I kind of have a very huge request. Can we just stop paying attention to leaks in general? Because it's kind of really disappointing.
Not in this industry. Not when you're working.
Not with that attitude.
Job that you're working.
It's just like I know. It's just like I don't want to give attention to leaks because not only does it ruin the surprise for so many people, but it's also like you're also like putting out like all this fake content in order to like stir. You're putting people in the wrong directions of what they should be looking at. It's like I understand there's certain characters people want, and there's certain leaks that will be just to satisfy. Like there'll be fake leaks just to satisfy those people who would even think of having that in the game. But it's like, don't do that. Just leave it up to surprise. Because then we have stuff like this with the Grinch leak, where it's like it gets even worse. It gets worse because you got people's expectations so high.
I think the best thing about the Grinch leak is that it got people talking about Mock Rider.
Yeah. Well, Omni, what do you think about DLC? Do you think like it's already been decided, or do you think it hasn't been yet?
I mean, I don't really have any precedent by which to make that assumption. Like, I don't know if you guys probably know better than I do whether or not like what they've done in the past with DLC. So I can't really say. I don't know if there's ever been any statements by Sakurai as to when Wii U characters for DLC were decided.
Yeah, the Wii U is like tricky because like data for like Cloud and Bayonetta like appeared on like 1.1.4, which was like the Ryu, Roy, and Lucas update for E3.
I mean, ultimately, it really just comes down to how long does it take to make a character for Smash?
It's like over 6 months.
Yeah,
it's like between 6 months and a year.
And so then the follow-up question is, do they do these things like sequentially or at a time? Like
it's with Smash for Wii U. Sakurai said that they were working on like the planning phase for one character while making another character. So like there'd be like the team working on the the graphics, the animations, the sounds, the code, and everything like that, while another team is working on planning and coming up with concepts and stuff like that. So everyone's kind of going out at the same time.
Is this the first time that we've a known quantity of slots?
Yes, like we had the Mario slots, like in that were data mined in the Smash for Wii U, where they were like we knew that there was at least like 2 additional characters after Ryu was showing, after Ryu was added.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I mean, people are already talking about possible Season 2 DLC, which I think is being a little too hopeful.
Yeah. Let's not get our hopes up yet.
As I said, it just comes down to people just want more characters. It's like.
But Sakurai's been.
We got 5 more characters coming. Oh, that means there's going to be 10, right? Sakurai's a known liar. It's like, what? Where is this coming from?
Push. Bush, when did development start for Smash Wii U and 3DS?
I can pull up the timeline.
Yeah, let's do that.
Probably like what, 2010, 2011?
I thought it was 2012.
Yeah,
I
what
wa-
happened after Kid Icarus?
Yeah, I want to see how many years straight Sakurai's been working
On Smash.
On Smash.
with no real break. Let's look this up.
The first one is 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on June 23rd, 2011, there's a private and public Famitsu column, and Sakurai says there's no concrete plans, but that he's going to work on Smash next.
Can you imagine just like 7 years of your life just continuously
In a row.
Yeah,
just
it's almost like you lose like use of your arm after a while.
Well, actually, his arm has been improving.
Oh, that's
okay, good.
Yeah.
nice.
His arm has improved because he started using
Pilates.
a mouse track pad, yeah, and stuff like that.
You know, it'd be
Although I
really
hear-
cute if it's like, oh no, his arm has been improving because now he can just do the split Joy-Con thing.
Like he like films himself like every day, and like in order to like tell people what to do and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, he talked about it in like one of his columns.
like
video
he's,
memos, basically.
I'm sorry.
Basically, like video memos.
Yeah, like video memos.
You know, I would love to see like after Ultimate comes out, like he just uploads all of the videos on.
No, I really
on,
want to see him acting out the Subspace Emissary, because he acted out all those characters,
Oh,
Really?
and then he had like the animators like animate based like while watching him. Like, I really want to see him like being
like
Rob-
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong or something like that.
Nice.
Sorry
Man.
about Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I do think a season 2, by the way, just before we move on, is possible. I don't think it's particularly likely, and I think he shouldn't be putting the gift horse before.
I don't
I don't know, some idiom that I'm not getting.
I
right
don't
now.
believe in Smash Ultimate Season 2.
I want him to take a break.
Nintendo has never done, I think, a season 2 for any of their DLC.
No, they
I'm still waiting on that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Right?
Yeah.
DLC that people said was going to happen.
It would. I
My-
think there's more of a chance for non-fighter pass DLC to be sprinkled in. Like I said, like Mii costumes, maybe some old stages, stuff like that. I don't even think old stages, but I'm like stuff like that. I
Well,
think
yeah,
is more
that's what I was
likely.
saying. They could totally do like Smash. Seems like it would still be it'd be possible to throw in free content updates that aren't strictly new fighters. You could do whatever.
I mean, if you want to be super badass about it, you could do it. You could literally do more echoes, and I don't think anyone would complain.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Didn't
you
he
could
say
do
he's not doing
a,
echoes though?
he said he's not doing echoes for the fighter pass, but that doesn't mean there's not. We don't know if there's any other content. You know what I mean?
you could do like what Mario Odyssey did and just like create like a bunch of costumes and release them every once in a while over the years.
Create some extra game modes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that brings up another thing that I actually want to talk about. How do we feel about For Fun and For Glory going away? I feel like that was really weird.
Theoretically, it makes sense, but especially because you can only pick like no hazards, right? You can't pick like
Yeah.
you can't pick
be
like multiple
no
things.
hazards and one-on-one. You just have to hope that the other guy did
Yeah.
One on one is no hazards.
No,
I thought 101 was
no,
just,
it's a
like,
different. It's a different toggle.
Yeah.
I have to I'll watch the video again, but go on.
Right, and the thing is, like, if you want to say, well, I'll do Battlefield or Omega forms, I don't think you can do that. I think your preference is either Battlefield or Omega or all stages or hazardless, which
But
I think
if
is
it's
stupid.
Omega, then it's no items.
No, items is a separate toggle on the thing. I'm
my
pretty
God.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like theoretically, I think it's a better system, but it's like I think what's going to happen is people that like to play quote unquote competitively are going to have to come up with a set rules that all of them are going to set up, and that's just going to be for glory.
Did they confirm that they're going to bring back the tournament mode that they had in Smash Wii U and that like Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had?
They talked about tournament mode in the previous
That's
direct.
that's what I was thinking.
Remember Mario looked up all seriously?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it right now. It says you can have free for all teams or 1-on-1 as one set.
Yes.
For rules, there's time, stock, or stamina. And then for time, there's 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or 3 minutes. That's, again, one option. And then for the stages, they have all the stages, no gimmicks, the battlefield versions or the Omega versions. And then items is a separate thing that you can pick.
It's going to be hard to match people up. That's all I'm saying. They should have had more. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
that's the thing. I feel like it's weird because like it's another example of Nintendo being like oddly behind the times. Where like any other game, I remember games in 2007. You boot up Halo and you'd have like your casual playlist, your ranked playlist, and then like your custom playlist where you just put in like whatever just stuff you wanted to play in that, and it would choose from other people who chose that same stuff. But like now this is the only option. Is this weird custom playlist thing.
What I think is going to end up happening is, even if the community ends up agreeing on like a standard of how serious players want to play, it's still sort of like you're rolling the dice every time, and you hope that somebody who plays according to like the community rules shows up, and if it doesn't, then that's like a battle that you have to like finish before you can get to another match with somebody who hopefully does follow the rules that everybody's agreed to. So
yeah.
I can imagine if you're like streaming, it's like, let's hope somebody's doing community rules in this next match. Oh no, they weren't. So I have to finish this match and then hopefully the next one. So that could be a pain.
Okay, yeah.
So is custom Robo dead or?
Yeah.
I can't believe Koro Koro was a typo too. By the way, it was actually 100 and. God, I don't know. I hate everybody.
No,
But if you include the DLC though, 103.
Yes, and I'm sure
108.
I'm sure Koro Koro knew all about that.
Yeah, totally.
What a bunch of goofballs.
We've been talking about Smash for like an hour.
well, Koro Koro's not like
This is the
known
one
for...
time that talking about Smash for a prolonged period of time actually like matters and counts.
Yeah,
Because we're not just sitting around and going, "What, guys? What if Urban Champion was in Smash?" Like.
But what if Urban Champion was in
Who's
Smash?
Urban Champion?
I hate you. All right. Hey, I'm going to read some of these comments. Is it stage 108 or 109?
It's there's actually 108 stages because so what happened was that Nintendo
Piranha Plant was fake news.
Yeah, Piranha Plant coming with a stage was fake news. Nintendo of America put out a press release saying that they would come with a stage and music, but we reached out for Nintendo of UK and they said that no, Piranha Plant is just Piranha Plant, no stage, no music.
Americans.
No stage,
then,
no music, no items, final destination only. Piranha Plant.
Nintendo of America updated that press release to say that Piranha Plant wouldn't come with a stage and music.
Which I'm not super upset about because it would have just been another Mario stage, but I am a little upset about because it could have potentially been like a Bowser's Castle sort of stage.
Yeah.
Although it would probably have been I don't know, when I think Piranha Plant, I think World 7 and Super Mario Brothers 3? I don't know. A lot of pipes, man. A lot of pipes.
Yeah, for rescuing the characters in the World of Light, you have to fight against that character who has that evil spirit in them.
That's cool.
I am excited about this game. And some people are really not just salty, but I've seen people be like, yeah, this game is going to sell awfully. This is going to be like a turning point in Smash Brothers. And I'm like,
no,
man, you guys are. I do not believe that. By the way, if you guys do want a season 2 of DLC, you need to go out and immediately buy the season 1. However, that's also a bad practice because that you're showing them that you'll buy whatever they say without having any value backing it up. But then again, you sacrifice the developer I trust. It's a complicated thing, man. But
it doesn't matter because, as I said before, all the people who are going to be complaining about this game having too little content, which is fucking ridiculous, and you're a big old baby man if you say that. You're gonna buy it. You already own a Switch. You already have the game pre-ordered. You probably already have the 300 Nintendo Gold points in your thing from pre-ordering digitally. Like, just you're not fooling anyone. You probably already bought the Hori LAN adapter. So
shut up.
Yeah.
I downloaded. I have the game downloaded.
Hey, by the way, Nintendo. Hey, if you're gonna tell people to buy the LAN adapter, can you
Sell the LAN adapter?
No, not that.
Can you enable
make the
USB 3?
Switch USB 3 compatible so I can actually use the fucking gigabit internet connection that I have? Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna ask something. I totally forgot. Oh wait, no, I remember.
Which,
So
by the way, I've seen. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to finish this thought up before I go on. But I've seen some people say that Nintendo advertising the LAN adapter is them proving that that the game's gonna have like really bad like net code like the other two Smash games have. I'm gonna break everyone's little hearts and dreams. Are you ready? Brawlin' 4 didn't have bad net code. You just had shitty Wi-Fi.
I think
because I've always played Smash on Ethernet, and it's always been perfectly fine. I've never had a problem with it.
Smash 4 had pretty optimal netcode. It's just with fighting games, it's difficult because there's no dedicated servers.
Well, you don't want a dedicated server on 1-on-1.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is it goes down to your internet connection because there is no dedicated server. You know, it's
tricky because like there's the 1-on-1 which you want to have peer-to-peer, but if you've got 4 players, then
or 8 player
would be nice to have. Yeah, exactly. So, but I think it boils down to the fact that they also want to keep the accuracy like 100%. Like they always want both players seeing the exact same thing, whereas other games, some fighting games, don't necessarily hold to that. And that's why input latency on things like Skullgirls, like sometimes it's not the most accurate fight. Like you'll have rollback, but at least the input latency is non-existent if you choose that. I mean, that's the nice thing about you can choose to pick either more accuracy and less input, more accuracy with more input latency, or less accuracy and less input latency, and then you'll just have more, instances of rollback where they're like the data didn't resolve correctly, so you're gonna have to pretend that hit didn't happen. I wish they would do that in Smash, because then you'd have a choice. Yeah.
But I'm paying for it in a phone app. Rawr.
I was actually just thinking the other day about how stupid the phone app is.
It's really dumb.
Because it's funny, because for the longest time, I was always like, maybe they just can't think of a really nice, grandiose way to simplify voice chat coming from the console itself, and they don't want a long wire connected to the console. And then I realized that I own the PlayStation Gold headset, which allows you to use the thing both wirelessly with a dongle, and and like a wire to plug into the headphones to use in portable mode. So there really is no reason why. Also, unless your Wi-Fi is trash, the LAN adapter is a waste of money for Switch. No, it isn't. If your Wi-Fi is trash, that's actually all the more reason to buy the LAN adapter, because it's way more steady. Even if you have low speeds, at least it's a steadier connection than using your wireless. So, big shrug.
Hey, did Brawlhalla just come out on the Switch
soon?
This
trademark.
Week? Yeah, that is they're really trying to sneak in right before Smash, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel bad for Rivals of Aether because if that game had come out like a year ago, I feel like a lot of people would have played it on Switch. At this point, I don't know, man. Any platform fighter that's not Smash after Smash Ultimate, good luck, man.
I think Rivals will still sell well, though.
I think Rivals will do okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, Forgotten Anne.
Is Indie Pogo still coming to Switch?
Yes.
Yes.
and they've been like doing a lot of updates for Indiegogo. I have to like check it out.
Yeah.
All right, guys, are we gonna get to our BlizzCon coverage now?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I still don't actually know anything about that. I mean, you guys should fill me in on that.
Hey, Warcraft
Well-
3 remastered looks cool.
Warcraft 3 Remastered does look cool.
Yeah.
If you play World of Warcraft, you can be a troll paladin, which is cool. I guess. I haven't played Warcraft in a while. There's a new Overwatch
character
here.
looks like my Fistful of Frags loadout. By the way, if any of you have a PC that can play games from at least the last like 20 years, you should try out Fistful of Frags.
There's a new Heroes of the Storm hero that is like an OC for Heroes of the Storm, which is weird.
Are we really going to sugarcoat around what the real topic is with BlizzCon?
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you everything that happened at BlizzCon. What? These are the things.
Sugarcoating it. We know what the people want.
Well, we're getting to the Ash and McCree short reunion. Very good. I suggest you watch it.
I
All of the Overwatch.
I did see that. Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
watch it.
Well, let me tell you, Overwatch is a great story for a game that has zero story. like I was like Blizzard's approach for Overwatch is so odd because it's just like playing like TF2 or something. It's just like it's just like a team-based shooter. There's no like real story, but instead of that, they're all like, let's do a bunch of like cinematics that we release on YouTube and comic books and stuff, and they built the story around the game, and it's just so like it's such a weird approach. Obviously, it works really well for them, and all of the shorts are pretty universally fantastic. I would say they do such like I don't think any company does cinematics or presentation as well as Blizzard does.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I really liked Blizzard's Meet the Engineer short. A brilliant original concept that was never done well before.
Listen, their CGI work is top notch. Nintendo, you can't say Nintendo really does a lot of stuff like that. The only thing they ever do is Smash, and even then they don't do it that often. I think actually the team that's been doing all of the CGI trailers this time around is the same team that does it for Tekken, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Because previously all of the trailers were done by different studios to give them different styles. This time it's been uniform. I think it's just a Tekken team does all of those trailers, and they also obviously do a great job. Namco's got some great people. But yeah, I guess we can talk about the thing that we actually want to talk about, which is
Diablo.
Yeah, which is not just it's because like a couple days before, like they're all like, "Hey, we got a couple Diablo things in the works. You guys want to? If you're a Diablo fan, you gotta tune into BlizzCon. We got some big Diablo news." And then they're all like, "Here's a kind of shitty looking mobile game. Why are you upset?" I think
there's like it's really weird. I haven't really kept up with it, but from what I've read, it just seems like they really want to push Diablo Mobile.
Yeah, it's called Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, and they announced Diablo Immortal, and it looks like the most like atypical mobile like gacha game bullshit. Apparently, it actually is like. They're outsourcing this to another company who, like, it's sort of a Pokemon Go situation where they're, like, reskinning a previous game by another company and just making it Diablo.
Where another company basically made a Diablo clone. It was a Chinese company by the name of NetEase.
Yeah.
So they're all like, hey, you know that Diablo clone you made? Why don't we make it officially a Diablo game?
and then they said it's mobile only. They already went ahead and explained how microtransactions worked, and then they did the big thing of saying it's mobile only and not PC, which is kind of like, I mean, with that it's like weird because it's like, well, yeah, it's a mobile game, like why would it be on PC? But it is still weird to see a Diablo game not on a PC. Especially a new one.
I really don't think they should have said that. Well, I think they said that at the time we don't have any plans for PC. It's mobile. It's mobile only.
And then they got booed, and then one of the developers was really swarmy and said, "What? You guys don't have phones?"
Yeah.
Yes, which is the best, like,
that's something you don't
like most defensive, like douchiest thing you can say. It's great.
My question is, and it's funny because they announced this on the same day as a different mobile Diablo game came out, and it was making me wonder, if you're gonna make mobile Diablo, why not buy the one that's like a real Diablo game on a portable called Diablo 3 for Nintendo Switch?
Oh yeah.
Because that like Diablo Immortal seems like the perfect trailer and commercial for Diablo 3 for Switch, because it's like, yeah, you could either buy the shitty phone game, or, I mean, here's the real one. Because I think people also wouldn't be mad about Diablo Immortal if it was also a real Diablo game and not just like your atypical cell phone bullshit.
Do you think people would have been mad if it was a Switch exclusive?
Yes.
Yes. I will say,
I think the only thing they could have done, they could have done the same announcement, but if they had instead, like, if they wanted to make Diablo Mobile and not get blown the fuck out, they could have just done something as simple and probably less effort, like, here's Diablo 1 for phones. Or Diablo 2 for phones.
You know what they could have done? You know how Nintendo did the Metroid Prime 4 tease, where literally it's just like a 4?
Yeah.
Like, you started off by being like, just so you know, in development is Diablo 4. Don't even fucking say anything. Just say it's in development. Then when you show the cell phone game, people don't automatically think that's replacing Diablo 4. Because that's what happens in the minds of any sort of fanboys, is that the mobile market's like an actual market that big developers need to start exploiting, because so many people play games there. There's more people playing games on cell phones than there are on PCs and consoles. It just is. Yeah. There's more money to be found there. And, you know, that's why Fire Emblem Heroes totally should exist. But
that's why Fortnite is Fortnite.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't be at the expense of the actual, you know, games that quote unquote core gamers that have followed the series for years are looking forward to. It's not it's not their fault. It's just that people think that it's taking away from their you know, precious experiences. When
also,
it's
you don't announce it at like
at BlizzCon,
at
like
the conference
big
made
thing
for like hardcore. It's, you know what's funny? I'm surprised they did this mere months after EA tried doing the same thing with Command and Conquer at E3. And the same thing happened, where they showed off a shitty mobile Command and Conquer, and everyone was like, hey, that looks like the exact opposite of what I wanted.
You know what? One of the smartest things Nintendo has done in years,
what,
is with Labo, having Labo stuff and just like completely separate from Nintendo Directs and anything else.
Yeah,
they're like, this isn't for you.
They revealed Mario Run. They've had separate directs for all the mobile games. Mario Run was at an iPhone conference, like, and that's all really smart. It does a really good job to like differentiate, you know, like what is where.
I will probably download this Diablo game because I like Diablo, and sometimes the only thing I have to game on is my cell phone, because I'm not going to bring my Switch with me, you know, if I'm going out to work or something, but I might have like a minute or two to play. Because it's worth a lot of money, and I have a lot of things on it, and I don't want it to break or get lost or stolen. So I'm not. Yeah, but the Switch is also a giant thing that is that stands out, that people can see. It's easier to drop. Like, I feel like you have your phone on you all the time.
Have you tried putting your Switch in a pocket? It's impossible.
I was about to say, like,
I can put it in my pocket.
Do you literally carry your Switch around with you like 24 hours a day everywhere you go?
Yeah, I put it in a case, put it in my book bag, and I play it on the train, I play it on the bus, I play it in the bathroom, I play it everywhere.
All right.
If I have like a bag with me, I'll bring it. But if I'm just like,
I'm not gonna carry the case.
I mean, it is winter season now, which means I have a coat with 5 million pockets. So yeah, I can bring the Switch around, but it's not the most it's not the most convenient or comfortable carrying, because then you have to put the Joy-Cons in a separate pocket. And What we need is we need to be like Tobey Maguire in that Atari Lynx commercial where he has the custom made pocket in his jeans vest. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Nope.
Man, I wish there was more.
The Atari Lynx had a great version of Rygar on it. Anyways, continue.
I really wish more people made Atari Lynx and Switch jokes like I did when the thing was first revealed.
Good night, Zone again.
Here, I'm gonna show the commercial on stream so everyone knows.
Oh man, the denim vest.
Yeah, denim vest.
The denim vest.
The strangest thing was they did a Q&A for Immortal. Why? Yes, like I really think that like mobile games need to have their own time. I think that's really it. Oh. Yeah, like Mario Kart Tour. Yeah, like Mario Kart Tour, they're not going to show like at a Nintendo Direct.
I can't wait for Mario Kart Tour to get shown off. I'm really interested in what it's going to be.
I am too. I don't know. I was kind of not upset, but let down. I guess is that the
here. You know what? We're gonna do this in real time, boys.
We're gonna
focus your attention on the the camera on your Discord application, so I can show you what I mean. But yeah, there's this.
Too good.
I remember this.
And look at that! Look at that giant fucking pocket in its vest. Look at
that's the Atari Lynx.
Somebody set up an Etsy store right now and have this as a service where you can.
Because the thing, look how huge it is. Look how big the Atari Lynx is.
I didn't know that was Tobey Maguire. I completely remember this commercial.
It's a really young Tobey Maguire. He's like, can I go to the bathroom? And then he goes to the bathroom and he pulls out this giant thing. And they also knew, I love how in this commercial they knew the battery life is shit because in every close-up, the power adapter is plugged in.
In the bathroom.
Yeah. It's like you're really using a Nintendo Switch. You gotta keep it plugged in to play it. Yeah, it's Tobey Maguire.
Old school, old school handheld I never got the chance to play, and I always thought was like the coolest thing.
What?
Was the Turbo Express.
I thought you were gonna say the Jack.
It's pretty alright.
The thing that plays Sonic Jam.
The Gamecom?
Whatever it's called. I don't know.
No, I would never call the Gamecom cool, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's really funny, because when they first revealed the Switch, and they were like, yeah, you can connect 8 of them together, I was like, oh my god, it is the Atari Lynx.
But you can't turn it upside down and still play it. Actually,
yes, you
probably
can.
Could.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, all right. It's a spiritual successor to the Atari Lynx.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I never put it together. Probably because there aren't enough sweet ass Atari IPs on there.
Yeah, there's not a copy of Blue Lightning that comes. You don't get a copy of California games with the Switch.
Oh boy.
There's no Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy, which is
that's a Jaguar game. Shut up.
It's like, oh man, I love that game. It's like Star Fox, but just a vertical shmup. It's like, yay.
And then you have Cybermorph, which is Star Fox, but really bad.
Cybermorph was awful. I enjoyed my Jaguar. I actually got one back in like '93 when it came out. I'm all like, screw the Nintendo 64. It's coming out later. Sony's getting in the console market. What does Sony know about video games? I'm going to buy an Atari Jaguar. No, that was not a mistake at all.
I think I have 30's too high. I think I have 20, 25 Jaguar games.
And besides Tempest 2000 and Alien vs. Predator, most of them are awful.
It's got a really good Doom port, though.
It does.
It's like the best Doom port of its era.
It's got an okay version of Flashback.
Yeah. Rayman.
Yeah, that's a great Rayman. And if you're a big fan of Zool, the Intergalactic Ninja.
and if you have a small fortune, you can buy Atari carts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so I hope you're enjoying our
Atari Jaguar appreciation.
Yeah.
I have an honest question.
Yeah, go for it.
What's an Atari?
No. Are one of us actually gonna like ask for a review code for Bubsy Paws of Fury, whatever it's called, Paws of Fire?
Sure. Oh.
I mean, I'll play it. I've played
Yeah.
worse games for
Are you
this
sure
site.
you want to do that?
I've reviewed worse games for this site.
It's really weird. The new one's being made by the Bit Trip guys.
Runner 3.
So like it could be pretty good. I don't know.
It could
Like
be good.
It actually looks decent from what I've
Yeah.
seen. It doesn't look bad at all. I mean, I know it's Bubsy, but
I mean, I was saying this back when like they revealed like Shaq Fu 2 and like the other Bubsy returns, where it's like, why are they doing this? And it's like, because I don't think people like bring back dead bad franchises to make like a new bad one. Like I'm pretty sure they do it to be like oh, it's funny because it's a sequel to a bad game, but we're gonna try it for real this time. There's been like enough instances of that, even in like movies, but it just also so happens that the new Shaq Fu and Bubsy were also pretty bad. So
yeah,
guess we'll
because
see.
there's a name value to it.
Yeah,
The first
people
Bubsy
buy
game was
things
actually
ironically. Like there you go.
the first Bubsy game was actually received pretty well by people. Like back in the day, I mean, nobody was like, "Oh my god, this is a Sonic killer" or anything. But there's a reason it had sequel. It did
Yeah.
well. Like, and there's actual nostalgia for it, and B, there's like a kitsch value of, hey, remember how terrible Bubsy is? Yeah, so people do buy it ironically. The name Bubsy has value.
Yeah.
As weird as it is to say that, and also I think he now has more games than Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep. No, he had more games than Banjo-Kazooie by the time they made a third exclusive installment for the Atari Jaguar.
Well, no, because Banjo has like a flight game and nuts and bolts and stuff, so there were 4 of them, I think, right?
Well, by Bubsy 3D, there would have been 4 of them.
True.
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom.
What a cruel world we live in.
There was more Bubsy games than Conquer games. Let that one sink in.
Oh,
Yeah. Remember Young
I-
Conquer?
I'm super, like, I know that Gex is just like a meme around here, but I am a little surprised that Square Enix hasn't done something with that yet.
Like what?
Dude, like, those games sold more per game than Kingdom Hearts did.
You watch your mouth.
I'm sorry, I'm bothering you with facts.
Yeah, but Eidos only wants to make the same mediocre Tomb Raider game over and over again, so...
Hey, dude, I really liked the 2013 Tomb Raider. The second one was kind of a retread, but I thought it was still a solid experience.
So
Oh,
was
no,
the
you
third
don't.
one.
I haven't played the third one yet because I've already played it twice.
I just want Lara Croft to go back to shooting dinosaurs in the goddamn face.
There's a kitschy value with the old Tomb Raiders where she's like doing backflips over mummies.
Yeah, it's like cool.
Yeah, where she's like, basically like a superhero, and now it's like, oh no, let's see how many awful ways we can watch this poor girl die.
Now she'll like trip over a twig and her skull splits open. Like it's like why?
What?
I don't want to feel bad. There's a lot of like weird gory deaths in the new Tomb Raider games.
Okay, see, there are 5 Banjo games. Somebody here said Banjo-Kazooie,
Banjo Pilot.
Tooie, Gruntilda's Revenge, Pilot, and Nuts and Bolts. That's 5. Let's see how many Bubsy games there are total.
There's gonna be like 4 plus the new 2. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Aren't
there's
there, like
6.
PC ports as well or something.
What?
Aren't there PC ports of the Bubsy games?
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
I'm just asking. I'm not saying that they count.
You don't count like Earthworm
So,
Jim and then the PC port of Earthworm Jim as a
I'm
separate
not counting
game.
it. I'm just asking. God
Well,
Unless
yeah,
it's like
we have-
Nightfire, where the console and the PC version are 2 totally different video games.
we have a very important question.
Yes.
Do you want to bone the Piranha Plant?
No, there's no 2 there. Don't put a 2 there.
Do you
What?
want bone? Oh,
The boat Piranha Plant. You know, the skeleton one?
You just want to have sex with plants, Bush.
Do
Yes.
I want?
What is wrong with you?
And now it's supper
many
time.
things.
Yeah, so now, see,
Yes, I would love Bone Piranha Plant. actually. That'd be
Nintendix has
good.
this. Now
would
with
you
this
like
new
to
game-
bone it?
with this new game, Bubsy finally has more because now Bubsy has 6 titles.
No,
The Bubsy-
then 10. You forgot the Jaguar one. You son of a bitch. It's 7.
Oh, Fractured Furry Tales, but what's Fractured Furry Tales?
No, it's
People know this.
it's a completely.
Why do you know your Bubsy lore?
Because I own the fucking video game.
Why?
Bubsy for Jaguar is a
You really
unique
go get to a full discussion
original
about
title.
the entire Bubsy mythos?
Yeah.
Why? I'm so confused.
It was Fractured Furry Tales. I think you're right, yeah, because everything
Fractured
was like
Fairy Tales.
Alice.
It is the 3rd entry in the Bubsy franchise.
Right, because like
I've never heard
everything was like based off of
Fairy Tales.
Tales, yeah. And
I've
also,
never
I just
heard-
want to point out that Zool 2, once again, Zool the Intergalactic Ninja 2 was a better platformer on the Atari Jaguar, and as was Rayman, obviously.
I double checked. I mean, if you even look at Bubsy 1 and the Jaguar 1, they don't even look the same at all. But yeah, no, it is the 3rd game according to Wikipedia. It is the 3rd game in the series.
So, someone asked, do you think it's possible that rare games will be on the N64 Classic?
I think it's possible that there. I think it's possible there will be an N64 Classic, but there isn't as of now.
Well, I mean, there was that image leak.
Yeah, there was.
What image?
Yeah,
Do we believe that image leak?
No, it looked really bad.
I believed it. I
What
thought it
image?
was.
It looks like a 3D render of a N64 classic.
Hey, where's the Atari Jaguar Classic?
It's gonna be on the Atari box.
Oh yeah, is that's a real thing? That's a real
By
thing
the way,
that-
I just want to point out, I was talking to some peeps, and the on the Atari box Kickstarter, they're like, there might be an online subscription service, so we can't you can't escape that. Also, yeah, no, that I looked up that photo of the N64 picture leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the console's
man.
clipping into the person's hand.
Oh,
So do you still want to talk about this?
this.
Or-
It's clipping into the
Really?
hand. Look,
Yeah,
Is the PlayStation
Oh, yeah.
Classic? When's the PlayStation?
oh yeah,
PlayStation-
that's
How did
like
you
a
not
terrible
notice
photo.
that?
that's terrible. It looks so bad.
Wait, are we sure we're talking about the same images?
He
The ones
posted
that were
in-
sent- The one that was like sent to that YouTuber?
No, this isn't what I saw. This is
Yeah.
yeah. This,
Okay, I was about to say
Can we already buy the
Oh, shit.
PlayStation Classic? Is it when does it come out?
December, I think.
Oh no, it does.
that's just an old photo of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
old
say.
promo
It just
photo of
looks
the
like a-
N64 shrunk it down.
Yeah.
December 3rd. Whether or not I buy a PlayStation Classic is going to depend entirely upon how moddable the PlayStation Classic is. You know what else the problem is? I'm looking at the games on the PlayStation Classic. Half these games have been remastered or remade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found the
Yeah,
I
this
found
is the
those
one I'm
images.
talking about.
Those just
There's like
look.
three-
I don't know. Those don't look very real either.
Like I don't think we can assume that it's not supposed to be just a 3D render, but also for promotional purposes. Like they make 3D renders of consoles and hardware all the time to like animate them and whatnot. So it could be that, but usually they're pretty true to like the exact, just shrunk down with a few changes for some functional reasons. But like the font on the buttons and the expansion pack slot aren't the same, and I feel like that's something that they wouldn't change. So that's kind of why I'm skeptical. And I know people like to say that fonts are like a minor difference that wouldn't really make fake or real.
Nintendo's pretty big on fonts.
Yeah, I think it's noteworthy.
I just want to point out this comment by P. Wingblade. Man, I remember I found a Bubsy SNES cartridge in a truck someone was working on at a junkyard. I absolutely hated the game after playing the first level, and it smelled like gasoline. Well, that was actually a feature of the game.
Stop.
All Bubsy cartridges smell like
They
gasoline.
patented that tech that Kojima couldn't get, where you put the Snatcher disc into the MSX and it smells like blood.
Ugh. Man, Kojima's a weird dude. I don't know if I have any hope for whatever game it is. What's it
Death
called? Death
Stranding.
Stranding. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with some artists they need somebody else to rein them in.
See, that's kind of the reason why I'm looking forward to Death Stranding. I really want to see what
like how batshit you can get.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it'll be good. I'm interested to see what it is.
Because to me, it seems like with the last few, the thing that's very important is that the last few Metal Gear games, while weren't maybe particularly good Metal Gear games, they were like getting like progressively better gameplay wise.
Are you counting Metal Gear Survive in that?
He didn't work on that.
Oh,
So why would
I thought you say. I thought you were saying in general.
No.
Okay.
But even then, I would actually say that Metal Gear Survive, I mean, like, it uses Metal Gear Solid 5's engine, so it just plays like Metal Gear Solid 5. It just also has a lot of other shitty mechanics. But, like, the base games for 5, Peace Walker, 4, Metal Gear 3D, just, like, better and better and better. And so, like, I feel like from a gameplay perspective, I think Death Stranding is going to be great. Like, because he's just been, like, improving his craft. As for, like, story and experience and all that, it also seems like with each Metal Gear, he's been wanting to do kind of more abstract, Kubrickian kind of, like, big 2001 A Space Odyssey, like, masterpiece kind of mindfuckery things. And,
I don't know if he has a deft enough hand to do that, though.
See,
like, I don't have faith in him. Like,
I don't know
really
about that either, but I want to see what that finally looks like when he doesn't have to tie it to the franchise of, like, the story of a franchise that's, like, 30 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. What else do we have on our list today? It's, we're heading towards noon now.
Yeah.
We can just start winding down soon. I don't know. Like, someone asked, has anyone played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet? I haven't, but...
No.
I have not, even though I loved the first game. I just haven't had time, man. I haven't had time. I've been... For what I've been playing, that used to be a segment for one of our Sourcecasts, Super Sourcecast, I don't remember. Honestly, I've been playing for reviews. Soul Calibur 6 and the SNK collection for the Switch. So I haven't been playing any games that I personally want to play. Not that those aren't, fun games, but yeah, I haven't. I really want to play both Spider-Man and Red Dead 2. So those are things that I want to play and I will eventually play.
I was just on vacation for last week, and I spent a good chunk of it, actually, when I wasn't in Universal or Disney. I was playing L.A. Noire and Doom on the Switch. And it's weird, because those ports are now, like, a year old.
Mm-hmm.
But they're good. I'm still surprised at, like, how good the Doom port is. Like, obviously, it's, like, not... Like, it's very weird, because, like, I don't know if I would recommend... Like, I would only recommend the Doom Switch port if you like portability, or if you only own a Switch. And that's not to say that it's, like, it's bad, or, like, lesser, because it's still very good, but of course, like, it's 30 frames per second, and the visuals aren't totally there. But... there is no other way of comfortably playing Doom,
and the thing is, when I play Doom on, because especially in handheld mode on the Switch,
yeah,
I play it long enough. I don't really notice all of those.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you really don't.
Yeah, if I go back and I play it on my PS4 right after, I'm like, holy shit, yeah. But like, if I'm just playing it and that's like just my experience, it's fine.
Doom
like,
has really well done motion blur.
Yeah,
and even if the game is at 30 frames per second, like, all of the animations in game are like really high frame rates. So the game just always looks smooth no matter what. It's really good at, like, tricking your brain into thinking the game is like, and it's also like. It's not like the game logic is tied to the frame rate either, so it's not like the game is running slower. It's just like a little choppier, but it looks great on the screen, on the little Nintendo Switch screen, and I was playing the Cyber Demon boss fight, and I was like, oh, this is like, it's still so good. Like, not only is this game good, but like they made it feel fucking fantastic on this console, and I was loving it.
You were saying something, Push?
Huh? I don't remember anymore. I'm starting to fall asleep.
Okay, sorry. I think I said something about reviewing games or something, and then said I felt like you were about to say something, and then Colin said something, and I don't know, man. This thing's been going on for a while.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. here, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's finish that up since Colin and I did it. Has anybody else been playing anything interesting?
Man, I don't play that many games these days, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
Last time I played a game was Platoon 2, and that was before the leak stuff happened, and then my life was chaos after that. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely took time off for Smash. Like, I've literally taken December 7th off for Smash Brothers. But I don't normally have that much time to play games.
If you guys want to talk about Deltarune,
I haven't even played it. I've downloaded it and I haven't played it.
oh,
I
man.
need to. I think I'm going to.
I like it. I've played about an hour and a half of it. I don't think I'm halfway done yet because I've been trying to really do everything.
I'm gonna have to replay to see if I can do a genocide. If that's even a thing in this demo. Well,
I don't think it is. I think there's
separate
only
demo.
one run.
Damn.
That sucks.
I mean, it's technically a demo.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
like
it is
it's
a
like
demo.
only like 2.5 to 3 hours long.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
still
just
love it,
it
though.
looks like Undertale, but like more fleshed out RPG wise, and that's
Better
totally
than
fine.
Undertale.
A Bunburbale.
Bumberbale.
Holy crap, Lois! We're in Undertale.
Deltarune.
Nut dealer. But yeah,
No. Yeah.
you saw that too.
No.
Oh no! Well, Deltarune is an anagram of Undertale, and another
Yeah, I know
anagram
that.
for Undertale and Deltarune is nut dealer.
Gosh. It all makes sense now.
Befriended your mom.
Yeah. I think if we continue any longer, I'm gonna hear the sound, the onomatopoeia of Push's head smacking against the keyboard. So it's probably good we
Yeah.
we end it right here.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I had to clear my throat.
Jesus.
Wow.
I decided to do it in the most violent manner possible.
I don't know if I can sleep after that.
Good. All right. So say your goodbyes, everyone.
See ya.
Later.
Dukes, Patreon, links down below. Thank you, Artsy Omni, for joining us.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me.
Phantom-
Town.
I'll see you in Seussland. See ya.
What's that?